Hey guys, it's the Joker here, back to you today with another video. And today I just wanted to take the time to talk about the fact that I'll never be rich. And the reason why I'll never be rich in my life is because, first of all, I have no skills. None. Zero. None at all whatsoever. And, people who have skills are really successful. And they make a boatload of money. Daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. And, people who have skills actually, serve a purpose and have a meaning in their lives. And, they're proud of themselves and they have all the right and reason to be. And, if you're a person who doesn't have skills, there's always, talents. If you don't have any skills, it's not the end of the world. Like, if you're a talented person in some way, shape, or form, then you could also be rich, potentially, and, successful in life. And when it comes to me, I'm not talented either. I have no talents. No skills or talents. None. Not a single skill or talent at all. And I'm just a loser, an all-around failure. I'm a fuck-up. I'm a screw-up. I'm a outcast, an outsider, a reject of society. I'm someone who's left behind, left in the dust, cast out, whatever. And, I'm a NEET. And honestly, I've known that I was a NEET for a long time in my life. I mean, honestly, ever since I was a teenager, I knew that I was bound to become a NEET as I got older and grew up. And, at least I can acknowledge and, be open and honest and, upfront and straightforward about who or what exactly I am personally as a human being, as a guy. I'm a NEET. I'm somebody who expects, something from nothing. I'm a guy who pretty much fantasizes about and dreams about being, an e-boy, if anything. I wish I were as lucky, privileged, blessed, fortunate, and most of all, spoiled as these dumb fucking wretched e-girls on the internet who literally can get rich overnight, who can become overnight stars. Piece of cake. Easy as pie. Because you know what? They can always count on all the, hundreds or thousands or maybe even millions of men on the internet who simp for their sorry asses and give them so much of their money. And it's because of simps that there are so many women on the internet that are rich, whether they're Twitch streamers or YouTubers or have an OnlyFans or have Instagram or whatever the fucking hell they have. They can become rich because of simps. I mean, if it weren't for simps, if they would have never existed or never have been a thing, think about how much of those women would actually be rich then. I would say none at all. If there were no such thing as simps or even just any simp, and if, they never existed, and men weren't so pathetic and pitiful to the point where they would literally, kiss women's ass and worship the ground they walk on and just hand them money, hand over fist, give them money, hand over fist, like there's no tomorrow. So many of these girls on the internet would not be rich then. you wouldn't have all these super fucking young women on the internet who, like, at literally the age of like fucking 18, 19, 20 years old, already live in a fucking, penthouse in Chicago or LA or wherever the fuck they live, or have some fucking mansion or condo or whatever the fuck they have. Like, it's ridiculous. It's insane. It's crazy. And so many of these women get so very unbelievably rich, and they're so rich that they can literally fucking, buy, I don't know, like, party stores, gas stations, grocery store, you name it, a restaurant. I mean, they're so damn rich. I mean, why wouldn't they buy, a gas station or a store or a restaurant or whatever? I mean, that's a great investment because it's only going to add to their riches. It's only going to make them more rich in the long run. And, of course, women will never, thank simps and, be grateful for them and appreciate them and actually, value them and respect them. Not that they should, because simps are, one of the lowest groups of men out there in the world. I mean, literally, honest to God, there's no question about that. And, anytime that I ever listen to or even just briefly watch any of these scumbag e-girls who don't deserve all the fame and fortune that they have because they literally did not do jack shit to earn it, except, I don't know, be pretty or average looking at least, and, tons of makeup and all this extra shit on their face, lipstick, eyeliner, blush, whatnot, and, show their titties or boobies or ass or pussy or whatever so that they could even become more popular and, get more views, get more attention, whatever, get more validation. I don't know. Like, it's just fucking stupid. It is so fucking retarded and dumb. And e-girls are by far one of the biggest groups of women that I hate with all my heart. I mean, I literally despise the shit out of them. I mean, what do they even amount to? What actual purpose do they serve? They have literally no skills. They're not even talented. They're just a fucking internet prostitute, ultimately. They're a fucking internet whore. That's literally all that they are. And they're literally whores too, because obviously, and of course, they sleep around with tons of men. I mean, not simps, of course. They would never dare to sleep around with the men who are responsible for even making them rich and famous. But of course, they sleep around with, other guys who are actually, respectful and, in like good looking, attractive, tall, handsome, rich, whatever. Like, those are the only men that those e-girls would ever dare to sleep around with. And, women are just, so hypergamous and so promiscuous and so provocative. The way I see it, the way I look at it, women do not deserve to be loved. They do not deserve to be cared about or respected or valued or appreciated or cherished by anyone, and not even society. But yet, they are. They are. Which is just unbelievable. It's outrageous. And, it's unfair how rich they are. It's unfair how famous they are. And for what? I would at least understand, them being famous and rich if they were, actually talented and actually gifted. Like if they actually, invented or created something that, generated to them millions and millions or maybe even billions of dollars. I don't know. or if they actually had some sort of really cool skill that not only helped and benefited them, but, other people in the world and in society that ultimately made them rich. I would understand that, and I would at least, give credit where it's due. But the fact that they, don't have any skills like that, and they're not even talented, they're not at all gifted, they're literally just internet whores. They're internet prostitutes. They're sluts. They're skanks. They're thoughts. They're bitches. And, they're just, the bottom of the barrel type of women. And, they have no respect for themselves. They have no dignity at all whatsoever. They're not dignified. They have no morals. None. Zero. Not a single one. And yet they're on top of the world. This world makes me sick to my stomach. Everyone who becomes famous and rich in this world does not fucking deserve to be. Well, I shouldn't say everyone. I mean, I say that because I'm just so frustrated and outraged. But what I mean specifically is, like, e-girls do not deserve all the fame and fortune that they have received over, years and decades of the world now. And, I would say even, like, certain famous people, even in Hollywood, did not deserve to be famous or rich. Many famous people on YouTube do not deserve to be famous and rich. Like, a lot of times when I see the types of people who even become famous on YouTube or certain people in Hollywood, I just can't help but think to myself, God, are they cringe? Man, they are so corny. And yet, they're famous. They're on top of the world. They're rich as fuck. They're insanely rich. Unbelievably rich and famous. And, for what? Honestly, I just cannot believe how, stupid and idiotic and dumb and retarded that most human beings are, who help people like PewDiePie and Mr. Beast and all these fucking wretched ass cocksuckers who become famous and rich, or e-girls and whatnot. Like, why? They're not even talented. They have no skills. They're not actually helping or benefiting humanity in any way, shape, or form. And yet, they're crazy rich. They're crazy famous. It is unbelievable. It is unfreaking believable. And it annoys me. It irritates me. It frustrates the hell out of me. And, I feel like I deserve to be rich. I deserve to be famous. Because at least I'm original with, the content that I make. I talk about a lot of different topics that a lot of other YouTubers don't and never do. Or any other people on the internet, for that matter. I mean, even when it comes to my really, boring and repetitive and regurgitated videos of, like, when I wish Eminem's albums would have been released, his rap albums, and I actually plan to do that series again very soon here. I just want to give you all a heads up about that. But I'm actually going to delete the old series I did because I actually regret making that one for some of them. Not all of them, but certain ones I do. And, I don't know. I just, one of the reasons I do that why I make that, really boring, repetitive, regurgitated video series of when I wish Eminem's rap albums would have been released is because, I'm ultimately running out of content. And I mean, that should be pretty understandable because after all, I've been making YouTube videos for almost 6 years now. And, obviously I'm going to run out of content. I mean, that much should be pretty clear and obvious because I've already pretty much made and done a video on every possible thing about myself that I could or that I can. I mean, there's not really anything else to say about myself. And, I'll also do that because, when I make that video series of when I wish Eminem's rap albums would have been released is because I want as many people as possible to agree with me on that as possible. I want people to respect my opinion, even if they don't agree with me, even if they don't understand where I'm coming from when I make those pointless, unnecessary videos. But to me, they mean a lot and I enjoy making them. I like to, but there are some times when I just want to get them over with. And yes, it takes a long time because I like to talk about each of his albums individually and when I wish they would have been released and why. And I've actually came up with some reasons that are actually more understandable than, I have ever said before in my past, in the past of making those videos. And actually, I want to make videos of like other rappers' albums that I wish would have came out earlier too. Like, for example, I wish some of Jay-Z's rap albums would have came out earlier. I wish some of 50 Cent's albums would have came out earlier. Well, all of them, I mean. I wish all of Kanye West's albums would have came out earlier. And Nicki Minaj's rap albums would have came out earlier. And J. Cole's rap albums would have came out earlier. And, again, I just want as many people as possible to, agree with me and understand where I come from and, see, things from my point of view or my perspective, or at least respect my opinion. Even if they don't understand and if they don't agree with me, they can at least respect my opinion and respect my belief system. And another reason I do those videos too over and over again is because I'm literally trying as much as possible or as hard as possible or whatever way you want to word it, to get all these, crazed, obsessed Eminem stans from like Reddit to actually see those videos of mine and, maybe, hopefully, and possibly share them. I would love them to share them on like Eminem, communities on Reddit and shit like that. That would be a dream come true to me. Get me more attention that way. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't just want to do black-pilled videos and content. But anyways, continuing on to this video and what the main topic of this video is about. But, honestly, my heart is just crushed and just broken and shattered because I'm not rich and I never will be rich. And knowing that I'll never be rich in my life, I'll never be able to, go anywhere that I would love to go, such as, traveling. I'll never be able to buy everything I ever wanted and more. I'll never be able to, easily be able to provide for myself or maybe a family, hypothetically speaking, of course, if I were to ever get one, again, hypothetically speaking. And I'll never be able to, have any kind of life at all whatsoever. And I won't be able to, buy vehicles and buy a house and I don't know, shit like that. I'll never be able to have any life at all whatsoever. I'll just be a bum. If it weren't for my parents that have been very patient and just, laid back and chill for the most part and have allowed me to still keep living with them in their house, that I am really extremely thankful and grateful of. If it weren't for them, I would literally be a homeless bum on the street. If it weren't for me being born to the parents that I was, and, in the family that I was and whatnot, I would have literally been a homeless bum living on the street since the age of 18. And that would have been since 2015, which was years ago now. And when I was 18, that was obviously and of course years ago. And, ever since the age of 18, I would have been a homeless bum living on the street. Hell, I may have even died a while ago if I had been homeless, most likely. I don't know. There's no really knowing for sure because it didn't happen thanks to the parents that I have. But, I'm still always going to be miserable and depressed and stressed out and hateful and angry and bitter and jealous and envious of most people who have things that I've wanted for a while now in my life and just had a much more better and greater life and just much more grand, marvelous, wonderful, spectacular, fantastic, amazing, awesome life that I myself can only dream of having, but ultimately never will. But anyways, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'm out.